Imagine your last meal is a home-cooked curry. Warm, fragrant, made by someone you trusted, someone you loved. Now imagine that meal is the weapon. Between 2005 and 2009, at least 20 women were found dead across Karnataka and Kerala. Police had no leads, no murder weapon, no suspect, just curry. This is the story of Mohan Kumar, a government school teacher, a father, a husband, and one of the most calculated serial killers India has ever produced. The man they called Cyanide Mohan. Mohan Kumar was born in 1966 in Puttur, a small quiet town in the Dakshina Kannada district of Karnataka. By all accounts, he was unremarkable. He trained as a teacher. He wore pressed shirts. He spoke softly. He was, as neighbors described him, a decent man. But Mohan Kumar had a pattern, a method, so calculated, so cold, it would take investigators years to unravel. He would find his victims in one specific place: the matrimonial columns of local newspapers. India, early 2000s. Matrimonial ads were how families found partners for their daughters. Mohan Kumar understood this. He would place ads, or respond to them, presenting himself as a widower, educated, employed, respectable. Women from modest families, often under pressure to marry, would meet him. He would court them briefly, days, sometimes hours. Then came the proposal. Let's get married quietly, register it, tell the family after. A secret wedding, romantic some thought, private. What came next was always the same. After the private ceremony, Mohan would take his new bride to a lodge. He was charming, attentive. He would insist on buying them food or bringing it himself. A meal, a gesture of care, hidden inside the food, slipped into the curry, into the rice, into something sweet, was a single capsule. Potassium cyanide, enough to kill within minutes. He would watch. And then he would leave. Taking her jewelry, her cash, her phone, everything she owned, gone, before anyone knew she was dead. The first body turned up in 2005. A woman in her 20s, found in a lodge room in Karnataka. Cause of death, unclear. The case went cold. Then another, and another. Over 4 years, at least 20 women died under eerily similar circumstances. Different districts, different states, same profile. Unmarried women who had recently met a man through a matrimonial ad. Same mystery. No clear cause of death at the scene. The breakthrough came not from a detective, but from a forensic examiner in Kerala, who noticed something unusual in a toxicology report. Trace elements of cyanide poisoning. The symptoms had been dismissed initially as a cardiac event, but cyanide leaves a signature, faint but unmistakable to a trained eye. When investigators went back and cross-referenced past cases, the pattern exploded. Same cause of death, different names, different places, one methodology. Police assembled a joint task force across Karnataka and Kerala. They began tracing matrimonial records, lodge guest registries, mobile call data. A composite sketch emerged. A man, 40s, well-spoken, presenting as a teacher. In 2009, a woman survived. She had felt unwell after eating food brought to her by her new husband. She vomited before the full dose could take effect. She described the man in detail. The sketch officers had been working with matched perfectly. Within weeks, Mohan Kumar was arrested at a relative's home in Puttur. He was calm when they took him, almost relieved. The trial of Mohan Kumar became a landmark case in Indian criminal history. Prosecutors had to establish not just that he had killed, but that he had done so repeatedly, methodically, and with premeditation. The challenge was evidence. Cyanide metabolizes quickly. Months-old cases had degraded samples. Investigators relied on a mosaic, lodge records, phone data, witness testimony from families who had briefly met him, and the testimony of the woman who survived. Criminal psychologists who studied Mohan Kumar's case pointed to something chilling. He showed no remorse. Not because he was incapable of understanding what he had done, but because, in his mind, the women had been a means to an end, each one a transaction. He had a wife, children, a career. His double life had remained invisible to everyone who knew him. In 2013, a fast-track court in Mangalore convicted Mohan Kumar of murder. He was sentenced to death. Additional convictions followed across Karnataka and Kerala, multiple death sentences. As of this recording, Mohan Kumar remains on death row. The families of his victims still wait. It is easy, in a case like this, to speak in numbers. 20 victims, 4 years, multiple states. But each number was a daughter, a sister, a woman who simply answered a newspaper ad, looking for a life partner. Families described them, women with dreams, with careers, with plans. Women who were told by society that marriage was their most important milestone, and that vulnerability was exactly what Mohan Kumar preyed upon. Critics of the investigation point to a hard truth. The cases were not connected for years, because the victims were women from lower-income backgrounds. Cases were filed and forgotten. Had the victims been from more prominent families, the pattern may have been identified sooner. Matrimonial fraud continues in India. The scale has shifted to apps and websites. The pressure on families, unchanged. Cyanide Mohan is behind bars, but the conditions that made him possible, those remain. Mohan Kumar taught children during the day. He attended parent-teacher meetings. He filed his taxes. He was invisible, in the way that the most dangerous people always are, hiding behind the ordinary. 20 women walked into a room, trusting a man they barely knew. None of them walked out. Their names deserve to be remembered. Not just the name of the man who erased them. This has been Mughil Chronicles, stories that deserve to be told. If this moved you, share it, because these stories only have power when people hear them. subscribe, and I'll see you in the next Chronicle.